Okay, so defining and opening a file. So general form is, first you have to declare a file pointer with the type file and use fopen function and pass file name, which file to be opened, and second argument is more. Okay, so and this opens the file and returns a file pointer, and that you are catching in a fp is equal to. Okay, so fp is a file pointer here, and more can be one of these. Read, r means reading only, w means for writing only, a means for appending only. R plus if you write both for reading and writing, it means. W plus if you write both for writing and reading. Reading, writing, or writing, reading, no difference. Okay, so don't get confused here. And A plus means for both reading and writing. Okay, so continue. You are right. Thank you. So in second argument, you can give one of these letters as a mode. Okay, so that means you are telling the computer in which mode you want to open, only for reading or writing or appending. That is what we are informing. Okay, so example I'll tell you. Now I have created two file pointers. Now I am trying to open a file with the name input in read only. Okay, so that means second argument R means open the file in read only mode. That is what we are informing. So read only mode means for reading data from the file. That means already the file is present on the hard disk. Then only you can open the file for reading. Okay, so only existing files you can open in read only mode. What happens when this fopen function opens this file in read mode? Okay, so that means on the hard disk it searches where is this file, and it locates that file on the hard disk. Okay, so on the hard disk there should be a file with the name input. Okay, so to this file where it is present, already computer knows the location of this file. Okay, so then it locates that file with the name input and opens that file. Opens means it is not on the screen. It is not on the screen. Fopen opens the file means it is not on the screen. Okay, so what it is doing is it is opening the file on the hard disk only. It is opening the file on the hard disk. Opening the file means that means now you can access this file directly onto the hard disk. You can access the contents of the file present on the hard disk. Okay, so not on the screen it is opening. Okay, so that means from hard disk directly you can read data from the file. So what is happening here? Fopen means it opens this file in read mode. Okay, so that means it locates and it creates a handle, file pointer it creates. Now assume that this is the handle created to this file. Okay, and this handle is nothing but file pointer fp1. Okay, so just like you are given an handle to this file onto the hard disk. Now using this fp1, now you can read data present on the hard disk. Okay, so whatever contents are present in this input file on the hard disk, using this fp1 file pointer, now you can read it from this file. Okay, so don't get confused. Fopen opens the file means it is not on the screen. Okay, so on the hard disk it is giving a link to your program to read data from the file. That is called opening the file here. Okay, so that means directly from hard disk now you can read data. Okay, clear? Right. Similarly, for example, if I open a file using fopen output in write mode, okay, so what it will do is first it searches on the hard disk. Like this, on the hard disk there may be so many files, yes or no. Okay, so first it searches whether there is a file with the name output. Okay, so if there is no file, then first it allocates memory, some memory it allocates freshly, and this memory is given the name output. Okay, and to this memory now it gives a handle. Okay, so this handle is nothing but file pointer fp2. So through fp2 now you can access this file. Okay, this fp2 is a file pointer into output file. This fp1 is a file pointer into this input file. That means you can read data from the first box only using fp1. You cannot read in the first box data using fp2, because fp2 is only a file pointer into the second box output file. Okay, so that means using a file handler you can read the data from that file only. You cannot read in other files data. That is the meaning there. Okay, so this is how those two files are opened on the hard disk and these two file pointers are created. Now using these two file pointers, we can read data from the file. Okay, right? This is what happens internally on the hard disk. Now after performing reading and writing, okay, so you need to close the file. What do you mean by close the file? On the screen, when I asked you to close the file, what you are doing? You are clicking on the cross symbol. Okay, so that means your file will be closed there. But on the hard disk, if you are closing a file, meaning is what? That means you are removing the file pointer pointing to that file. Okay, so that is the meaning of closing a file. Okay, a file must be closed once all operations on that file have been completed. Once you complete read operation, write operation, then you must close the file. Okay, so how we can close? By using fclose function. For that we have a function fclose and give the file pointer as argument. Then the corresponding file pointer will be removed from that file. Okay, so example I'll tell you. Now for example, I have created two files, opened two files, input and output in read and write mode. So I performed some operations. Assume these are the some operations I performed, read and write operations. After that, I completed my task. Then I need to close the file. So first I am closing the first function. What do you mean by closing? Just see here. For example, I write fclose fp1. Fclose fp1. When I say fclose fp1, the compiler, what it will do is fp1 is now pointing to input file. So it removes this file pointer. It removes this file pointer. That means fp1 is removed and this link will be removed from that input file. Now the file is present on the hard disk. Please remember, once you create a file, it is permanently present on the hard disk. Okay, so only thing is the link to that file will be removed. When you say fp1, close fp1, so that file pointer is no more pointing to this input file. That means now there is no way to access this file from any program. Input file now you cannot access because there is a no link, no handle to access this file. That is the meaning of fclose here. Okay, similarly if you say fclose fp2, what happens? This fp2 will be removed and the link will be from your program. Please remember, this fp1 fp2 are two links to your C program. Through C program you are accessing a file present on the hard disk. Okay, so when you say fclose fp1 will be removed. Now your program has no access to input file. Similarly fclose fp2 means now your program has no access to output file. That's the meaning of this fclose. Now the file is closed, we'll say. Okay, right? Now once you open a file and if you want to perform some read and write operations, so there are some functions, getC and putC functions. Okay, so first we'll talk about these two functions. GetC function is used to read a character from a file that has been opened in a read mode. Okay, so that means you want to read characters from the file, we can use this getC function and the file must be opened in a read mode. Please remember. So syntax, how getC function is used, see here. Okay, so you declare a character variable because only one character you want to read. So char ch, you declare a variable. Then you say getC and give the file pointer because there are two files opened, input and output. From which file you want to read, that file pointer you have to pass. Okay, now see here. These are the two files opened here. Okay, assume like this there may be so many files open. So from which file you want to read the data and to access that file, now file pointer is the handle to us. You have to mention this file pointer. Okay, so this is how it works here. Okay, so getC file pointer. Okay, so file pointer is pointing to some file, then it reads one character from that file and returns that one. So you catch that in a ch variable, character variable. Okay, this is the syntax of getC function. Then similarly putC function is used to write one character into a file that has been opened into write mode. So syntax is putC, ch comma fp. Okay, so that means putC, put character present in this variable ch into the file pointed by file pointer. Fp is the file pointer. So it writes into the file which is pointed by this fp. Okay, so like this, we can write one character into the file. Okay, right. Now, so there is a program, write a program to read data from the keyboard, write it to a file called input. Again, read the same data from the input file and display it onto the screen. Display it onto the screen. Okay, so this program, try to understand. First, we have to enter some data from the keyboard, and that data you have to write into the file called as input. File name is given here. So again, from that file, you have to read the data and display it onto the screen. Okay, so like this, that means you have to first create a file called input, and you will be having a handle to that file. So you read data from that file and display onto the screen. Okay, right? So how to perform this task, we'll see here. So let me open code blocks here. Okay, so directly I'm not writing comments here because it is too lengthy. So include the header file. Okay, so then write the main function, then begin the main function. Okay, so we have to open only one file now. So that's why we create a file pointer star fp, we'll say. Okay, so this fp is the file pointer. Using this file pointer, we can access. Now it is not pointing to any file. Afterwards, you have to make. So first, you have to create this input file. Okay, so how to create input file? By using fopen function. Fopen. Okay, so then you say file name is input. So you are asking the computer to create a file. There is no file. If you type ls in your directory, there is no input file. Now after this statement, the file will be created. So initially in which mode? Because there is no file, empty file we want to create. So that's why open the file in write mode. In lowercase, you have to give this W letter. Okay, so open the file in write mode. So what it will do is it opens, creates the file onto the hard disk and returns a file pointer, and that I am catching in a fp. Okay, so now I can say fp is equal to fopen input comma w. Okay, so my file name is input as given in question, and I am opening because this is the new file. So in write mode, because I have to read data from the keyboard and write into this file. So that's why I have to open this file in a write mode. Okay, so now the file is created. Now the file is created. Okay, so first ask the user to enter some data from the keyboard. Okay, so here one by one character we have to write now. So that's why what I do is I declare a character variable ch here. Okay, so then give a message to the user, say printf enter some text. Okay, so enter some text. He entered some text. Now you read the text entered through the keyboard. Okay, so how to read the text entered from the keyboard? By using getChar function. Yes or no? GetChar, one character it reads. Okay, so this getChar function reads one character. So I have to store this in a variable called as a ch is equal to. Okay, so ch is equal to getChar. Enter some text. When you say enter some text, he enters some text like this. Assume that this input. Okay, so hello world he enters. Something like. Okay, so or hello he enters. Now I'll take a small word here. Hello he enters. Okay, so then I have to read one by one character here. First H I have to read, then E I have to read, L. I have to read, okay, and I have to write into this file f open file. Okay, so first what I am doing when I say get char, it reads first character, capital H it reads and stores into this variable ch. Now I have to write this into this file. Okay, so I have to write into input file. How can I write a character into the file? How can I write a character into the file? By using a put char. Yes or no? Okay, so now I'm writing this into the file. Put c function is there. Okay, so put c, and what is the syntax? Character I have to write into which file? File pointed by the file pointer fp. Okay, so then it writes this into the file. Okay, so capital H now will be written into this file. Capital H will be written into the file. Okay, so then again it has to read a second character. So again it has to go back to the next one. Get char again it has to say. Okay, so like this it has to read one by one character and store into this file, right into this file. Okay, so that means get char. Finally, after HELLO, what you are doing? You are pressing enter button. That means there is a new line character present here. There is a new line character present here. Okay, so that's why you have to keep these two into a loop here. Okay, so what I am doing is I am including this in a while loop. While, okay, so while ch get char. So go on read as long as this is not equal to new line. You repeat reading of this as long as this is not equal to new line. Now see here. While ch is equal to get char. Okay, so this is not equals to new line character. That means finally after HELL you are pressing enter button. That means there is a new line character. Okay, so this is how we can create a loop here. While ch is equal to get char not equals to new line. Okay, so first ch reads the first character, capital H it reads, then it checks, is it not equal to new line? Yes. Then it writes into the file. Okay, so then capital H will be written into the file. Then again goes up. Ch is equal to get char. Then it reads E here. Okay, then it checks not equal to new line. Yes, then E will be written into the file. Okay, so like this L not equal to new line. Yes, write into the file. L not equal to new line. Yes, write into the file. Then O not equal to new line. Yes, write into the file. Then finally, after O, there is a new line character. It reads that not equal to new line false. So this way, a file input now contains the word called as HELLO. HELLO. Okay, so this loop together now reads data from the keyboard and writes into the file. Okay, right. So now you have completed the task. You opened the file for writing it and you have completed writing. So then immediately you have to close this file. F close, then say FP. F close, FP. Okay, so now the file will be closed. Now the file will be closed. Okay, so just I'll show here what is happening there diagrammatically. Okay, so that means when you say on the hard disk first on the hard disk first a file is created like this. Okay, so that means some space is allocated for the file called as a input. Okay, assume this is the space allocated on the hard disk for the file. Okay, so assume this is your hard disk. Okay, so this is your hard disk. On the hard disk, okay, so this input file is created. Okay, so this is input file. Now the memory is allocated for this input file. Okay, so to this file what is happening is a file handle will be created. That means there is a pointer created, and this pointer we are calling it as a FP. We are calling it as a FP. Okay, FP is now pointing to the first location inside the file. Okay, now just see, try to understand the concept here. Now when this first statement ch is equal to get char, capital H it reads not equal to new line. Yes, then this put C writes that capital H into the file. So capital H will be written here. Capital H will be written in the first position. Okay, so after this, the file pointer moves to the next location automatically. It is pointing to the next location. Okay, so then the control goes to this while loop again. So ch is equal to get char. Next reads e here, not equal to new line. Yes, then this put c writes into the file. Okay, so then what happens next? It writes small e here. Then e will be written here. Okay, then the file pointer goes to the next location. Then it reads the next character, capital L it reads, and capital L will be written in, sorry, small L will be written into the file here. Okay, so then the file pointer goes to the next location here. Okay, so then capital L again, sorry, small L again it writes here. Okay, so then the file pointer goes to the next position. Then O will be written here. So like this, HELLO will be written into the file. HELLO will be written into the file. Okay, so after that, what it will do? It reads new line character, not equal to new line, not equal to new line. Yes. Okay, so then it comes out from the new line. So then you are closing this file fp. So closing this file means what is happening? You are removing this file pointer. Okay, so now the file pointer will be removed. Okay, so that means this handle will be removed like this. Now there is no way to access this. Now if you see the file, there is only the letters HELLO written into the file. Like this, HELLO is written into this file. Now what happens when you close this file? Please try to understand the concept here. Okay, so now this is the total memory allocated to the file. Okay, so like this, how many characters are there? It has to understand, that means there should be some end to the characters present in the file. So how the computer puts this end marker here? So after writing, when you close the file, what the computer will do is it inserts. In strings we use /0. Similarly here it inserts this end of file marker here. Okay, so end of file, this EOF we call it as. Automatically this EOF will be written at the end of this file marker. Okay, so this is called end of file marker. In lowercase it writes in end of file marker here. Okay, so when you are reading contents into the file like HELLO, finally when it encounters end of file marker, then it stops. That means there is no data after this character. That is the meaning of this. Okay, so EOF character will be inserted at the end of file. That means every file contains EOF character at the end. Okay, right. Now the file is closed. So second task is you want to read data again from the file. Please wait for another 5 minutes. We'll close this program. Okay, so again I have to read data from the file. So that means again I have to open the file in read mode. See here, there is no handle to this file now. Okay, so that means again I have to open the file. Now the file is created, present on the hard disk. So again I have to open the file. So what I do, again I use fopen function to open the file. Okay, so after this again I'll say fopen, but this time open the file in read mode. Open the file in a read mode. Okay, so then again a handle is created here, and this handle will be pointing to the first character in the file. Okay, so now fp is pointing to the first character in the file. Capital H, it is pointing now. Now you can read one by one character from this file. Okay, so how you can read? You can use this file while loop here. Okay, so but there is a small change. While ch is equal to get c, you have to say now get c. Okay, so ch is equal to get c. So get c, what it will do? Get c reads a character, capital H it reads, and how long I should go on reading until I encounter this EOF, end of file marker here. So here not equals to EOF you have to say until it is not equal to end of file. Okay, so then it checks capital H not equal to end of file. Yes, now you have to print onto the screen. Okay, so before printing, just now how you can print using putchar function, you can, or you can use printf function if you want. Okay, so now I can print a character using printf function. Printf, now I can say %c and comma, where is it? In ch. variable ch. Now, like this, it prints a capital H onto the screen. Okay, so then again it goes back, get C. Okay, so reads the next character, E it reads. Okay, so this file pointer reads E here. Okay, so then not equal to end of file. Okay, so then writes onto the screen. Okay, so like this, one by one character L O it reads and prints onto the screen. So on the screen you can see HELLO printed on the screen. HELLO will be printed on the screen. Okay, then finally it reads this end of file. Then see how the condition becomes false. CH is called get C. You have to use get C to read character from the file. Okay, so end of file it reads, end of file not equal to end of file false. Then over. Okay, so close, and now the task is over. Again you have to close the file pointer. Okay, so then say f close fp file pointer. That's it. Now before printing one by one character, you can use some printf statement here. Okay, so printf, some heading you can print the contents of file. Just some message I am printing here, the contents of file. Okay, so whatever contents I am trying to read, then so here I save it as file1.c. Okay, or you can use input.c, some name you can use. I'm saving this. Now see here. Okay, right? So okay, right? So then I'm building this file. Just see here. So here not matching here. Ch is equal to get C here. Okay, so this one should be closed here. This entire thing not equal to end of file. Okay, right. So save the file again. Build. What it is saying? Too few arguments. What is the mistake we did here? So we are saying get C. Okay, here we want to read a character, but from which file we have not mentioned here. That's why it is giving. Okay, so f open. Already we opened this file, and that file is pointed by fp. No, so here you should pass from fp, read one by one character. Okay, so now again build the file. Right now, just see here, run the file. Now see, enter some text. Okay, so HELLO, hello world, I enter. Now see the contents of file, hello world printed. Okay, so from the file it has created this one. Okay, now if I look into this directory, now there is a file created in my. I'll show here. So C programs, I'm saving this. Okay, so here file, there is a file with the name called as a input. Just see here. Yeah, this is the file input. Okay, so if I open this file with a notepad, now see hello world present in that file. Okay, so whatever I have entered through keyboard, then I have written into this file hello world. Now see, this is a text file. No, that's why you can read this. Now in input file you can see hello world. So from this I am reading and printing onto the screen. So now hello world will be printed onto the screen. So in your directory, if you type ls, then you can see a file with the name input. Okay, right? So tomorrow I'll take a class. Okay, timings I'll pass in the group. Yeah, please wait.